Hi everyone and welcome to today's star question solving video about this question in Unit 2, June 2021, and here's your code for Edexcel AS level. Okay, such questions require analyzation, data manipulation if there is, and of course taking care of our sentence structure and the grammatical tenses. I'm gonna not talk about tenses, but also the punctuation to understand the meaning and the spelling. So let's start. Organisms have evolved different mating strategies, such as, from the first sentence I understood that this question refers to the topic of mitosis. It's not related to mitosis here, but this is what our topic is like, which is topic 3b in our syllabus. So that's what I'm gonna refer to, okay? Some male animals have sperm cells with longer middle regions. Here is the middle region. What did this middle region refer to in our syllabus that we already know? This has many mitochondria. So as we have a longer middle piece, that means we have more mitochondria, so more ATP produced, and this leads to the faster movement and the pushing force of this sperm cell as shown in the diagram. Okay, so this is my point number 1. I'm gonna talk about this part. The females of these species produce multiple egg cells and mate with many males in a short period of time. Okay, this leads to variation. Okay, and also we can talk about another theme of availability. Like, it is okay whether we have a male or not. The eggs can also fuse and form a new population. We're gonna also have another population of offspring. Okay, whether there are males or not, because it has multiple ones and they mate with many males in a short period of time. So this is gonna increase the variation and increases the availability, and this is my next point. Okay, here we have the graph which we are gonna extract from the data manipulation. Okay, the graph shows the effect of the length of the middle region on the swimming speed of the sperm cell. We can see here that overall, from the final point and the starting point, did we recognize an increase or a decrease? Certainly, it increased. So if I'm drawing the relation like that, I can see that it increases. Okay? So I'm going to talk about as the length of the middle region increases, the swimming speed of the sperm also increases. This is also one of the points. And we can also elaborate to the part with an explanation of our syllabus, okay? That gives us a greater pushing force. So this is gonna be my the third point. And I'm gonna manipulate, of course, about this data, that the data shows a correlation. We can also say that, which means it cannot be also taken into the reliability topic because it's only a correlation we didn't see. And also we can say that some factors may not be controlled, like aren't controlled, aren't taken in consideration, controlled. Okay, about the other points, here we've said that some male animals such as the zebra long-winged butterfly produce spermatophores that remain inside the reproductive system of the female after mating. And the spermatophore contains the sperm cells and nutrients. Okay, stop here. I read sperm cells and I also read nutrients. What is each of them gonna do? It contains sperm cells, so this also relates to the availability and what? And continuous fertilization. You can also point this out. It can do at any time. It's not going to be a main problem of all the time. and the nutrients are gonna help the growth of the embryo, and we can mention some nutrients. Mention them. Okay. The spermatophore also releases chemicals that reduce the attractiveness of this female butterfly. Okay, so this is our fourth point, this is a fifth point, and this is a sixth point. Why is there even a point? Because it reduces the attractiveness of this butterfly, which means that there are no other males are gonna fertilize its egg cells. So this is gonna lead to a reduction in the variation. The genetic variation decreases. Thus, I can also relate to the evolution and adaptation of the offspring itself. Okay, some female animals such as the eastern box turtle mate with numerous males and then store the sperm for a number of years. This is also related to the point of availability, and this allows the fertilized egg cells to be laid even when the female has not mated in that year. So this can reduce extinction. It can certainly reduce the proportion of extinction. So this is a seventh point. Of course, these are not the marks, we're just elaborating on the points we're gonna write here, of which we should have started, by the way, by reading what the question needs. Okay, here it asks about or comment on the effect that these three mating strategies would have on the reproductive success of these males and the genetic diversity. We already talked about the genetic variation or the diversity, they are quite the same, and the reproductive success is mainly related about the availability, or like at any time there would be an increased rate of fusion or fertilization or of sexual reproduction. That's what we're talking about. Now comment on the effect that these three mating strategies would have on the reproductive success of the males and the females and the genetic diversity of the offspring. So our question here is divided into two parts. This is my first part, which talks about the reproductive success. So this is what I'm gonna talk about, must talk about, and this is my next main points that I'm gonna also talk about, the genetic diversity. Now let us start with elaborating and talking about these in these 6 marks. We have a lot of space to talk about this question well. Now let us get started. Firstly, let's get back here. We said that the sperm cells with longer middle regions. Okay. I'm gonna say that longer middle regions of the sperm cells increases the amount and number of mitochondria. And what does this mitochondria do anyway? Now I'm gonna elaborate. Which does what? Which does or is responsible for aerobic respiration and ATP production, which releases energy. ATP production to release energy. And what are we gonna do with this energy anyway? Now this energy is needed to do what? To beat the flagellum of the sperm cell. Of course, we know what the flagellum is. The flagellum is like the tail, but bear in mind you shouldn't say tail ever. You shouldn't. It's just call it the flagellum of the sperm cell for motility. Okay, this was about our first point that we talked about. Now about the movement or the push of it, we're gonna give or talk in regarding this relation. I have to relate to the data, okay? I'm gonna say as the length of the middle region increases, the swimming speed increases, or there is a positive correlation. That's what we are gonna talk about, okay? As the length of the middle region increases, the what? Let us see. The swimming speed of the sperm cell. The swimming speed of the sperm cell increases where there's a positive correlation. That is my next or my second point, a positive correlation between them. Okay, let's see then what other points are we going to talk about. Okay, they produce multiple eggs and mate with many males in a short period of time. About the short period of time, by the way, we can say that the offspring is formed quickly, and we can also relate to the extinction part. So the females can produce multiple eggs and mate with the males in a very short time. Okay, the females can produce multiple egg cells and mate with the, I'm just making sure of the terminology I'm using, males in a short period of time. Males in a short period of time. What does this do actually? Like, they can produce multiple eggs, so the rates, we can say that, yes, the rates of fertilization and formation of a diploid zygote increases. We can also say where an offspring is formed faster. Okay, faster in a short period of time. What else can we talk about in this thing here? The rate of fertilization, formation of a diploid zygote increases. Yeah, and we can say that this increases or increasing the reproductive success and lowering the what? The extinction risks of the population. How many? Yeah, we wrote a lot, quite a lot, but we have to add more. So now I covered point number 1, point number 2, and point number 3. We elaborated. We didn't say this part, but I don't think it's much important, so we better give or take an account of these 3 points. Okay, the spermatophore contains the sperm cells and nutrients of the female. Yes, let's write this. The sperm cell of the, what, it was a zebra butterfly something, zebra long-winged butterfly. Zebra long-winged butterfly releases sperm cells. It doesn't, sorry, and nutrients. We didn't have to say the sperm cell here. I'm sorry, my bad. It's the spermatophore of the zebra long-winged butterfly releases stem cells and nutrients. Where what? Nutrients are needed. We can say for the growth and development of the embryo. Okay, the growth and development of the embryo. Also to what? To respire and release energy. Okay, we're good now. What can we else say about the sperm cells? Availability and continuous fertilization time. We kind of mentioned this part before. Also, we have to talk about the attractiveness and the releases chemicals. Okay. The spermatophore also releases chemicals that reduce the attractiveness of the egg cell. Of the egg cell or of the female? Let us make sure. No, my bad. I meant the female butterfly. Sorry, how could it even be? I'm so sorry. Of the female butterfly. To other males. Yeah, now we have to mention. So, no males can fertilize its egg cells, which causes a reduction in genetic variation. Okay, because, or we can say diversity because they mentioned it. Diversity. A reduction in genetic diversity because all zygotes will carry the same genetic material of the same male, or you can say the chromosomes too, other than the genetic material. Okay, I also have to mention the storage part. If you want to, we can also talk about it. Eastern box turtle mates with numerous males. Okay. Eastern box turtle can mate with many or numerous, but just to reduce space, many males and store their sperm cells to maintain a continuous, excuse me, I have to delete this part. Yeah, that's fine. To maintain a continuous offspring formed, and reduce extinction, and increase what? We have to increase the genetic diversity. We could also elaborate, but I think that's pretty much enough. Like, as you can see, we wrote as much as we could. Okay, this video took about 20 to 31 seconds of solving it, and I hope you guys took less in solving it, because we will be in an exam and you know the time is stressful. But here I try to elaborate and show you how we do it anyways. So guys, thank you for watching.